I'm kind of
Yes.
thinking Bitcoin finishes this cycle closer to 250,000. I think a lot of people are lower. I think it might be higher. I'm pegging
Right.
Ethereum between 15 and 20,000, Solana between 750 and 1,000.
Solana price saw most of the growth in the last 2 months of last year. It even traded above the $100 level but started falling in early 2024. Although there are few cases where Solana traded above the $100 mark, its price has dropped significantly and is trading in the 90s in February 2024. Solana is one of the alleged Ethereum killer blockchain projects that improves limitations such as high gas fees and slower transactions. Unlike other existing blockchain networks, Solana operates based on a proof of history (POH) consensus mechanism. This allowed the network to achieve high throughput of 50,000 transactions per second (TPS) while maintaining network security and scalability. Apart from that, Solana has several use cases such as Web3 gaming, NFTs, DeFi use cases, and crypto income opportunities. Considering the increasing development of networks and use cases, Solana is one of the best investments you can make to benefit in the long term. As the popularity and adoption of blockchain increased with the introduction of new applications such as blockchain gaming, its price continued to rise. Its unique features, such as ultra-high TPS and low transaction fees, combined with new use cases and institutional investments, led to sharp price increases in the following months. Major crypto incidents, such as the FTX crash and the prolonged crypto bear market, also prompted Solana to reach a low of $8.9 by the end of 2022. However, Solana price rose again and saw a significant increase in prices at the end of 2023. It is only a matter of time before Solana regains its winning streak in the market in 2024. In today's video, we will tell you about Raoul Pal's view on Solana as he thinks that Solana will cross $1,000 in 2024. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update. First, people understand that the system is broken and are looking for answers. Some people choose gold, others choose Bitcoin, and others use different ways to avoid this. You can feel it. It's all around us. We can see it with populism. We can see it with the way markets react. So it feels like we need to find an answer here. And then people discover new use cases like NFTs for smart contracts. This creates an adoption of technology, like the internet. This is the fastest adoption of any technology the world has ever seen, except AI, which has been even faster. But we also discover that central banks are devaluing the currency. They make our money less valuable. That's why we look for things that build a store of value over time. This does not necessarily go against goods inflation, but rather against what governments and central banks always do. They cut the corners of the rooms until we have no rooms left. It's a way of taxing us without knowing it, and it's paying the government's debts due to the aging of the population and all the debts that exist. It is therefore these two elements that are at the origin of the movement of cryptocurrencies. Thus, the price of cryptocurrencies is based on these two issues. Technology adoption, since everyone is starting to benefit from this new technology stack, and because it solves many problems. And then there's what central banks do, devalue our currency all the time. It is growing 100% annually as a space. So at the end of last year, there were 516 million active wallets. If the growth is 100% at the end of this year, it will reach 1 billion. And at the end of next year, it will be 2 billion. So the numbers are huge as people adopt it. The difference between that and the internet or the mobile phone is that we were users of the internet and mobile phones, but we didn't make money from it, unless we own the right stocks. But no one could own the internet infrastructure. Here you can own the thing by owning a token. Thus, we can participate in something that has never happened to humanity. That is a global infrastructure built by everyone at the same time and of which we can own a fraction. It is the first seamless global investment product that can operate in this way. So it's the same product. Bitcoin is Bitcoin in India, as in Nigeria, as in London. It is the same. Indian investors cannot trade Tesla shares. They can trade gold, but they don't have access to it because you have to go to the store and buy gold jewelry and you lose a lot of the profit margin. But here, everyone can get a wallet because it is on the internet. You can instantly send money from the United States to your mother's house in the Philippines. And just by owning one of the tokens, an Ethereum token or whatever, you have a coin. So if more people adopt it, you will become richer. This is one of the greatest massive wealth creation projects the world has ever seen. Who should lead all of this and create a new system that would solve the problem of what central banks and governments are doing and solve the problem of an over-indebted society? The debt cycle does not change. Governments are issuing more debt to pay interest on old debts, which has driven up interest rates and made the situation even more difficult. The debt therefore continues to increase, so we know that they are encouraged to continue down this path. In 2022, the reason cryptocurrencies experienced a bear market, like most things, was because they were eliminating liquidity due to inflation. So here we are, where if we look at actual inflation, which is a measure of inflation on its blockchain, it's around 1.4%. Inflation has therefore fallen. Growth interest rates are too high for this kind of environment, 5.5%. It is then very likely that interest rates will fall. We see China in an economic disaster. They are facing total debt deflation. The same problems, the aging population, high debts, everything is exploding. They will probably stimulate more. The Europeans will probably end up stimulating more, and eventually the United States will stimulate more as well, because they need growth to pay for those interest costs. So there is a good chance that our money will be worth less. Asset prices will rise, but our wages will not, which is a big problem. So our future is getting poorer because we can't afford that many assets and we have to refinance this massive wave of debt. This is generally a very positive backdrop for crypto. Lots of liquidity, and liquidity is the lifeblood of all markets. But cryptocurrencies are the supermassive black hole that absorbs so much capital when this happens. So there is infinite demand, and then cryptocurrencies increase exponentially, as we know. So the fastest horse in the race is crypto. So people are putting 100% of their liquid net worth into it, actually since 2020. And we're using bear markets to add because we think we're going to experience a unique wealth accumulation opportunity for everyone. Whether we are rich or poor, we can always invest 10% of our savings on the go. This isn't just a passing interest. It's something we truly believe in. Everything humans do is a contract. All companies are organized by contracts. Even the functioning of societies, the functioning of religions, everything are contracts. Global debt represents 400% of global GDP. So what does this mean? We talk a lot about debt. In reality, this means that the collateral, the assets that support the system, are claimed by many, many people. So if something goes wrong, we get a fraction of our money back. We also learn that banks are now appealing to their creditors. So we find that the problem in the world of debt is that we don't think that everything that we think we own, that we don't own, can be taken away from us. As we become more and more digital, our lives become more and more digital. Digital assets now have value. This digital infrastructure is much more efficient when it comes to moving objects and recording ownership. So if we move now to this system in the United States, you buy a house, it gets sealed. It goes to a notary, and then it is registered with a registrar. It can be instant everywhere and nowhere and always verifiable. It is therefore the operating system of the digital age. That's all for today. Let us know your views in the comments section below, and don't forget to like this video before leaving. Thanks for watching.